So, anyone knows what the oldest fiat currency is?
Oldest fiat currency?
Yes? Well, what is a fiat currency? Because we use it every day, but today I had like 10 people this morning. I was on a conference call with all these famous bankers out of the UK, and they're talking about fiat and this and that. I said, can anyone, Citibank, HSBC, Banco Paribas, all the big banks, I said, what is a fiat currency? And they're all mumbling on the phone, you know. Fiat currency is actually a bad thing, not a good thing. It's a currency that doesn't have anything behind it. It doesn't have gold or silver or anything behind it. That's why it's called a fiat currency. So, the oldest currency on the planet is the British pound, fiat currency. The British pound, the first pound ever created, was a silver 12-ounce pound. If you take the silver from that 1 pound today and you sell the silver, compared to what a pound is worth, the pound lost 99.5% of its value. If you take the dollar, since it was created, it lost 99.9% of its value. So, fiat currencies, you know, Mussolini said, if you pluck a chicken one feather at a time, no one notices. And that's what's happening to the dollar. We're just plucking it every day. We're taking value out, and no one notices. Does anyone in the room notice when the dollar loses its value? So the problem we have is that these are all inflationary currencies, right? They inflate in the number. We're printing trillions of dollars like there's no tomorrow, and we think that somebody else, we're just going to take this hot potato and give it to somebody else, and they're just going to grab it for us, right? United States, $22 trillion in debt. $7 trillion in debt from 2 wars that is not on our balance sheet. Off-balance sheet liabilities of over $70 trillion in Medicare and Medicaid. And we're printing trillions of dollars. We just printed $1.7 trillion for the rich, right? With a tax cut. I'm part of the 1%. I'm part of the 1/10 of 1%. Okay? And I can tell you, I don't need that tax cut. So we are just abusing this amazing franchise that we have called the US dollar. That is the power of the United States of America. It's not our military. Our military is protecting the dollar, not the dollar protecting the military, right? So the opportunity is to fix that, but obviously our politicians are not going to fix it. I watch the political arena in Washington and I just laugh every day. I mean, there's just no chance anything is going to happen there. So we know that doomsday is going to come anytime soon. I don't know if it's going to be me or my kids or my grandkids, but we just cannot, that is not a sustainable environment. Every baby that is born, a baby that was born just an hour ago, already has $180,000 in debt. And this is before the college tuition, before all the other stuff. And you wonder why Gen X's want to have a gig economy job versus go and get a med school and owe $200,000 in bills and so on. So really, our entire economy is upside down. Okay, our entire infrastructure is upside down. And that's just not sustainable. The only thing that's sustainable are things that are not correlated to the US dollar, not correlated to the euro, not correlated to the Japanese yen or to the yuan or any of these fiat currencies. And there's very, very few things like it, right? There's basically gold, silver, and maybe Bitcoin. Okay? Those are the only non-correlated assets. So I'm a big believer in CannDollar. I'm a big believer in tokenizing silver, especially if it comes from Canada and not from the United States. And that's why we decided to add the CannDollar to our wallet. We only have 15 coins on our wallet. We're very selective at what we add. We want to make sure that we're doing the right job for our community. Right? I mean, our entire wallet is all about doing everything in the best interest of our community, which is the opposite of what your bank, what your insurance company, or what your broker is doing for you every day. Right? Can you look at your broker or your bank and ask them, are you doing everything in my best interest? What will they tell you? They're probably going to start winking and looking around and everything besides being able to say, yes, I'm acting in your best interest. So I think there's an amazing opportunity here. We're early days, you know. When I got started in this industry, I used to go to meetups, and there were less people than we have in the room now, right? And all these people are now retired in Bali because they sold their Bitcoin at $18,000 or whatever. But the point is I think a stable coin I think will have tremendous use, and the digital stable coin, in my view, is a killer app for this industry. Now, most people don't understand how they can use it, what's the use case, is it fungible, KYC, ML, all these questions, right? A lot of issues that have to be resolved. But, you know, I want to remind everybody that the US dollar started as an illegal coin, right? When it was minted by the 6 colonies, the British immediately announced it as a... And how many of you know that the US dollar was bankrupt 3 times? How many? Anyone? 3 times the US dollar went bankrupt. The 3rd time was bailed out by the French. So all of us forgot it. All of us remember just the last 5 or 10 years where, you know, it's the dominant currency of this planet, right? It's the reserve currency of the planet. Everything is denominated in dollars. But in its early days, no one knew. It was safer to go to Vegas and bet on red or on black than to bet on the US dollar. You know, so it wasn't a 50-50 chance. Or whatever, 49-49, right? Because you have 2 zeros. Yes, so anyway, so my point is, when you're ready, we're ready. We want to add it in. We're on BitGo as well, so it's very easy for us to implement that. And, you know, I'm excited. I think we can do a lot of things with it. I think there's a whole slew of the population that may not want to invest in a Bitcoin. They may not want to invest in an altcoin, but they'll feel comfortable buying silver or buying gold through a digital certificate. So that's it. That's my long speech. And thanks for inviting me. And I'm cheering for you and wishing you the best, and we'll help you be successful. So thanks so much.